In this guide, I will be showcasing how to move a Naraka Bladepoint. This will include the universal basics, movement tech skill, how to layer that movement tech skill, weapon-specific movement, examples in free roaming and how to practice, and adding these into your combat game plan. These universal basics include a tap dodge, which is done with a single press of the dodge button and it gives invulnerability frames. A sprint dodge, which is done by holding the dodge key and will not give you invulnerability frames. And a special dodge, which is done by performing the sprint dodge in the exact opposite direction that gives you invulnerability frames. All weapons share a universal run speed, so you do not need to worry about which weapon you currently have equipped like you do in some other games. All of the weapons also share a very similar distance that you get from skill rushing and performing their grapple attacks. And there's two special soul jades in the game. One is Wave Roll, which gives you an enhanced secondary dodge and makes it not cost energy. And the other being Gecko Foot, which greatly increases your ability to climb the environment. We will now move on to the movement tech skill, how to layer it and add it bit by bit into your gameplay, and weapon-specific movement techniques. The first technique you should learn is slide short hopping. It is a faster method to get around the map than just sprinting. The next technique you want to learn is focus attack canceling. This allows you to move faster as well as weave in and out of combat. And the last technique will be to let the light attacks go on your focus charge that move you forward a bit of distance. Now, after you've practiced all three of those things, you can start to add them together, which would look something like this. Dagger is its own special case, as it has a unique mechanic giving it a gold focus dash after its attacks, and a soul jade that lets it gold focus dash twice for reduced energy. And Greatsword has a very unique jumping attack, which has a lot of momentum you can abuse. We will now move on to more realistic examples, just how much faster this can make you, and how to practice. Just to showcase how much of a significant difference it is between just running versus doing these movement mechanics even when done somewhat improperly and making mistakes is, I have three different examples. One is a standard lap around this map, another is through the buildings, and another is around the rooftops. As you can see, that first lap took around 20 seconds, and now that we've started to add in the movement tech skill into our gameplay, we've already shaved off 6 seconds in a short distance. I would highly recommend, as a new player, going into the custom lobbies, setting up your own bloodbath lobby by yourself, and just having fun moving around the map so that you can practice in a no pressure environment. Another very large added benefit to all this movement tech is that while you are focus charging, you still get the armor, allowing you to avoid grapple stuns and get around corners so that you can do your own grapple safely. On rooftops especially, a movement tech becomes essential to getting around, as there's multiple ways you can avoid having to grab onto ledges or climb walls. Something on rooftops that you'll notice about focus charge canceling is that you actually stay at the exact same height where you started it for a little while, and that you can dodge out of it still while in the air and then initiate a second jump, allowing you to avoid most ledges. We will now move on to some quick, easy ways you can utilize some of this in your combat. By using what we've learned with focus charge canceling, we can already initiate a very basic game plan of, are we going to A, do nothing, B, fade back and attack, or C, just attack. By using what we learned about 180 dashing, we can quickly get behind opponents who are chasing us and catch them off guard. By sprint dodge canceling our attack, we can currently perform with Community Refers to as toothpicking with Longsword. We can now begin to threaten our opponent with very powerful focus attacks like Dragon Slayer at mid ranges with feints. We can also slip into our opponent's blind spots and catch them off guard with big punishes. We have barely scratched the surface on how you can use these movement mechanics as a player base, as this game has a near infinite skill ceiling for it. This guide has hopefully given you every tool you will need to start improving as a player and enjoy one of the most fun mechanics about it in the movement. While this guide has barely scratched the surface on how to use these mechanics in combat, as that would require a complete separate video, I would highly recommend that if you care about improving to check out top players on Twitch and watch and try to copy and imitate what they do until it becomes your own. While this is not like my usual content of combos or high level concepts to use, I felt there was no good beginner guides for players who want to pick up the game and felt like making one of my own to help them out. As usual, I don't really care if you like or subscribe, but it probably helps me out in the YouTube algorithm.